So I'm just wanting to film this impromptu, but I woke up this morning and I had to run to town really quick, which is about a 10 or a 12-minute drive, and I got a text that my brother went to jail again last night, and that my parents who have taken my brother in, they have just resorted to whenever he becomes unmanageable, they just decide to throw him in jail, which he's not manageable a lot of the time, every day, because he's an alcoholic. There's a lot of addiction abuse, and there's a lot of addiction in my family, and I have had a lifelong of, it's really been like stimulants like coffee and food and, you know, like smoking. There's just so much addiction in my family, but I haven't had alcohol like be a problem for me, and I've always been really thankful and grateful that that's not been my problem. Now I do have my own problems, but my little brother, he really struggles with drinking and alcohol, and I would say all kinds of uppers and downers. And the most important thing in the world to me is my nieces, my nephew, and my younger siblings understanding that they don't have to make the same choices that literally our entire family has made. I have cousins that have died from overdosing. I have had cousins that have had bipolar disorder, alcoholism, all kinds of addiction. So there's like mental health issues in my family, and like all of that gets self-soothed. It's always been self-soothed, I believe. And so my brother went to jail once already, this past March around my birthday, and I found out on my birthday that he went to jail for doing something awful that I'm not going to speak about. And I just found out that he just went last night just because he was unmanageable again. So this is the most important thing to me in the world. It's not an ego thing. It's not playing the hero. Like, I knew I was in Hawaii, and I lived in Hawaii for 3 years. And while I was there, I was having hallucinations of my younger siblings, specifically my younger siblings. I was seeing them in random people's faces, and I would call my mom, and my dad had a stroke. My brother, who is struggling now, he was struggling then, and that was 8 to 10 years ago. So this has never stopped, and this has never not been going on. And I feel like the putting him in jail is just because it's been going on for so long and no one knows what else to do, which is ridiculous, because that's not an answer. Putting someone in jail, if someone was murdered, if someone was killed, if there was blood, okay, but my parents and my youngest brother just don't, like, there's communication issues for sure. So I was living in Hawaii, and I felt guilty for living so amazing. I was living my dream. I was living everyone's dream. I was, canyoneering waterfalls and taking photography in the most beautiful place in the world every day and getting paid. And I just wanted my brothers to be there, and it was more of just like a, camaraderie thing. Like, I want to share the waves with my brothers. I want to share these hikes with my brothers, and my sister. But it, like, I could feel it deep down that something wasn't right. And since I've been back, I've been trying to get to the root of what's going on in my family line, what's going on in my DNA, what's going on in my brother's DNA. And I really feel like I have made progress. I feel like I've healed myself. I still struggle with like staying hydrated and doing everything that I know I'm supposed to do still. I'm still getting in a flow and a rhythm of doing everything right. But the realizations I've had, the epiphanies I've had, the common sense that has kind of come along with all of this healing. I feel like, some of these programs like Addict to Athlete, I think they're actually based in Salt Lake, and that's always been what I've wanted to do, is to help people that are struggling with addiction specifically, or mental health specifically, and kind of like wilderness therapy, but to get them reconnected with nature, get them reconnected with their breath, team sports, or like running trails, or all these things about movement, moving the body. That's how we heal. That's literally how the body heals and how our psyche heals, is with movement. And when we're traumatized, we want to stay still and stagnant and reflect. And there's a lot of that going on in my family all the time. There's a lot of reflection and a lot of, taking space and being alone. And then there's no reintegration. There's no rehabilitation, reconstruction, reprogramming. There's no assembling of life, of, how to think. Because these triggers that happen every minute of every day, we are all triggered in this time of life. That's why I'm out here camping. I've been spending 5 years trying to figure out the real source root problem to my specific family line, to my specific family, to my specific brother, to me. My parents are the way they are, and I feel like they really just want to just stay that way. But there are younger people that can make choices, make better choices, and they're at that age where it's like, it's right or left, and you can either stay an alcoholic and you can keep self-medicating, self-soothing, and you can keep band-aiding, and you can keep like going around in this merry-go-round, or you can have inspired action. You can choose to get high by working out a different way. You can get high off nature. You can get high off team sports. All these things take time to like reassemble once you realize that you have to make different choices. But that's what I want to help people do. I want to help, specifically those kinds of people, help make them realize that they have this fire inside them. They have this spark inside them. And that's something that was either traumatized or stolen or compromised. And to get it back, you have to reinstate that spark in yourself. You have to, I'm an artist and an athlete my entire life, all growing up. I'm a trained photographer, artist, and I've always been an athlete. And those are my channels of how I, get things out. And I have struggled with, medicating myself while I've been in Utah specifically. I don't have a problem with alcohol, but I do love to smoke, and it's just so soothing for me. But I know that if I do that, I can't run. So it's about, understanding why you prioritize things the way you do. We're talking about like real true longevity and real true knowing about your body. And it's just about inspiration. It doesn't have to be sports, doesn't have to be art, doesn't have to be music, but holy crap, music is so powerful. And that's one of the channels as well that I use and that I want to share to help people. And moving your body, using words, having a vocabulary for how you feel and what you're actually going through is huge. And even though we are a modern society, a lot of us don't talk about bipolar disorder. We don't talk about, addiction, trauma. We don't talk about those things. So there's not a vocabulary kind of in place. All it's from is from movies, which is, all of that is for drama, and all of that is for like entertainment. So it's got this like different level of drama that we don't need. Like, we can really do this like we're taking care of the sink. We can really do this like we're taking care of the car. Like, it can be maintenance just like any other maintenance, and it can be for your mind, it can be for your body. I know none of us know exactly what to do, but I just want to propose, and I would like to have you humor the idea for me that I maybe have found like a beautiful angle for this. And I want it to be for my family to heal. I want it to be for me. And it just really breaks my heart that, you know, I just was so happy in Hawaii. Like that's such a different frequency. You are high on life all the time. Just, it makes me sad. Because I've been here 5 years, and I know it's beautiful, and I know it's like mystical and magical and enchanting, Utah. It's very like, you can feel the history here, and I love it. It's home, but it's such a lower vibe, and I feel bad that the people that are here, a lot of them I talk to, they say they feel stuck in Utah specifically. It seems to be a word that goes along with Utah a lot, is feeling kind of stuck. And inspiration is a good way out of that. Inspiration is kind of what rehabilitating, your mind is all about. As you think about it, when we're kids and, we're being molded by everything, you get excited by different things the older you get. And it's till we get to a certain age and we're like, we don't really know what to be excited for anymore. Just talking from personal experience, I don't really want the typical American dream that's sold to us. So I don't know what to get excited about. I do get excited about nature. I get excited about building houses. I get excited about, setting up structures and, I don't know, systems in place. I'm passionate about that. Kind of forgot why I was saying that. But anyway, inspiration's a good place to start if you're struggling. If anyone has been in the depths of hell for the past little while, I just want you to know that you're not alone right now. Specifically right now, there are so many people that are heightened right now. So I want to raise the vibe. I want to raise the frequency. I want people to understand that they didn't have to live the way they've been living for the last 15 years or whatever, 20 years or 10 years. Like, we can all make different choices. And, the only reason we haven't made different choices is because we really like the comfort. Even when it's pain, even when it's painful, I know that feeling of like, well, I know what to do with this feeling. Even though it's painful, it's familiar, and I can sit with this, and that's unhealthy. So when we don't even know how to have a healthy mind, or to have a healthy perspective, or to have a healthy decision, then that's where I come in. That's where all this new stuff comes in, and that's where all my research comes in. And I'm just gonna enjoy this fire. I'm out here. I gotta go back home and deal with the stuff. So I'm enjoying this every second I get. I just wanted to put this into words that this is not as good as it gets. This is so, this is as good as it gets. And not even literally, just in essence, freedom from yourself, freedom from your past, freedom from those decisions that feel like they're on lock, that you don't have a choice. Like, I'm addicted to this, I don't have a choice. Or I have this family, I don't have a choice. Or I have to feel a certain way because I don't have a different choice. That's not true. That's not real. And I want to bring it out of people. I want to bring it into all kinds of families. I ran for sarcoma families. I ran for cancer families. This is not really that different, because there is something to address that was never addressed, and that is what cancer is. That is what, mental health is. That's what addiction is. They're all rooted in the same thing. And I want to bring that to the surface and heal it for all of us. And I love you guys. I'm going to enjoy this fire. I'm going to make some breakfast, brush my teeth. Sorry, it's a morning breath. I'm going to try and be a little more quiet because the birds are still sleeping. It's so beautiful out here. I don't want to leave. It's so peaceful. But thank you guys. I'll see you soon. Hopefully on a beach somewhere catching the waves. All right, love you. Bye.